Hi Taurus, welcome to your week ahead tarot scope with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, these readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign, so check them out for all three so that you know which part of you I resonate with most as a reader. With that said, remember they're general readings. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody. That is just fine. You should always use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity, and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise. They help you all on your path to your highest vibrational good. So, if you are a continued subby, you know Rafi loves you. And if you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit that subscribe button for your key to the week. This week you have the Hermit card, right? So taking it slow and steady this week, Taurus, which is just the way that you like it, but also it's like you're taking it back to basics, right? One of the things about the Hermit card is it tends to see us pulling away from the loud, right? It's not the Hanged Man. All right, so this isn't like, you know, it's not that you're stuck. It's more a case of you're choosing to pull away from the loud or the discordant this week so that you can get a clearer understanding of where you're at, which is actually a good thing because, as I always say to people, when the Hermit shows up, the High Priestess has a message for you. He is the emissary of the High Priestess, and the Hermit card is really what you have to do in order for her voice to speak within you. So your intuition, your intuitive faculty has a message for you that you're not able to hear or take on board at this moment in time because life is too loud. This is you trusting yourself, listening to yourself. It's you pulling the cloak around yourself to shut the world out so that you can hear your own inner voice speak. All right, that's one of the things that I love most about the Hermit card is you know, people say like, oh, it's just that you're really lonely and stuff like that, and it can actually be that depending on what it's attached to, but you know, it's not just that. For your actions and options this week, let me give these a quick shuffle. You have the Ten of Wands, right? So look at this. This is you actually going through the process this week of releasing burdens. This is you literally pulling away, going into the cocoon, maybe going ghost for a little while so that you can work on some things on a personal level. It's you really starting to free yourself of certain entanglements, enmeshments. This is you really starting to understand how it is that you are going to individualize yourself so that you can really stand out in whatever field you want to be in, whether this is your work, whether it's in your relationship, like whatever the case might be. This is you doing the groundwork, right? And actually doing the groundwork on an internal level and taking the right action steps. When it comes to the options that are available to you with the Ten of Wands, some of this stuff I think is just going to fall away. It kind of reminds me of like, I don't know if you've ever seen this, you know, like when you put paint thinner on like something that's been painted and you leave it and then it bubbles up and then it like you can literally just wipe the residue off, right? And it's nice and shiny and clean underneath. This feels like you're doing the life equivalent of that, right? There's some editing going on of the lifescape at the moment, and I think this is actually a very good thing because it's freeing up internal time, space, and energy. For your communications and conversations, you better come through with this money. You got the Ten of Pentacles, so a lot of the conversations that you're having right now have a very lucrative spin to them, right? So what do we see here? Ten of Wands, Ten of Pentacles. Two tens represents change, and it usually represents a big change at that. This is a change point, and the reason that these changes are taking place for you is because of the internal work that you're doing. Don't for a second see these two tens and think, oh, well, you know what, that's it then. I can just kick back and the universe will do the rest. Oh, no, 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 no. All right, sorry, but it doesn't work that way. You have to walk the path in order for this stuff to happen. That Ten of Pentacles means that the conversations that you're having this week, even if they don't deliver the money now, they are in the long term very lucrative. So pay attention to the conversations you're having, pay attention to the realizations that are coming up, pay attention to the moments that you have on a really personal level when nobody else is around. Now, for those of you that are studying or in some form of academia, The Ten of Pentacles with the Ten of Wands. Whatever financial burdens, barriers, or issues have arisen for you that you feel like are holding you back from being able to study, or wherever the financial issues are a problem, this week a solution makes itself known. And you might find that this comes from an external. It may even come from a family member. For those of you that are employed by somebody else, I really love this, because it means that this week, as you kind of go into this, you're going into a bit of a hermit mode, right? Not in a bad way. Like, this is just you saying, you know what, I'm going to get my ass into gear and I'm going to do what needs to be done. I'm going to put my head down at work. I'm going to work. I'm going to do my thing, right? By doing that, you actually open up a lot of conversation for, you know, your bosses, etc., to pay attention to. This is a week where you have to really demonstrate why you are worth your weight in gold. For those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, people that work for themselves, this is you getting ready for some of the big changes that you are implementing. This is you doing all of the work behind the scenes. That Ten of Pentacles, you are ready, right? You are ready to start doing this thing. You are ready to start shining. You're ready to start making money. You're ready to do all of these things. And yet, there are still some things that need to be shifted this week. And as you're doing them, you are laying the foundations for all of this to take off, right? So if you get to the end of this week and you think like, oh, you know, where's the money, Raf? Like, why isn't it happening? By the time we get to Wednesday, you will understand what the shifts are. You will be more than aware of what the shifts are. By the time we get to Thursday, you are going to be like, holy crap, I feel lighter than I have in weeks, possibly even months, maybe even years, right? I shit you not. Come back and let me know in the comments when these days come. And then from there on in, you're going to be like, okay, you know what? Now I feel like it's going to start to happen, right? It's going to start to make its presence known. For those of you that are retired and no longer working, there's a lot of focus on the home around Wednesday and Thursday. So pay attention to that, specifically and particularly around Wednesday. There's a lot going on with the home, and what I mean with this is like your physical dwelling, as in the place that you live with, and also the people that you live with. For your love and relations, you've got the King of Swords. So usually an air sign person, Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra. But in this sense, this actually feels like you and your partner. So for those of you that are partnered, married, or in long-term commitments, you and your partner could think about going into business together in some regard. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be that, you know, because you might do very different things, but you might be thinking long-term about setting something up for, you know, maybe you want to do like a rental property. That's very possible actually with this combination. Maybe you want to set up a company that neither one of you actually does anything with. That's very possible with this combination. So it's like you and your partner are working on the long-term finances, but you're thinking about things that will go long as opposed to that will just give money right now. All right. And this is, you know, Taurus plays the long game, right? Taurus and Capricorn are the longest living signs, right? Which is usually why they conquer the material realm first, because they're like, okay, now once I'm safe and secure and I got that many henny, right, I'm gonna then start to focus on everything else, right? This is how you can kind of tell a lot of the time where a Taurus is at in their development, by what they're working on. All right, now for those of you that are single and looking and out there ready to mingle, it looks very much like you are maybe connecting with somebody on a mental and intelligence sort of level, and you might really like that. You might just find like, actually, I'm not actually attracted to this person. I'm attracted to their mind and their ideas, and I love how we bounce off of each other, but there's nothing else in it. And that's also fine. Remember, you've got this Hermit card. So for those of you that are single, you might just have a meeting of minds. Somebody that really gets you, somebody that you really get, and it's just good. It flows. It's easy, right? Love this for you. Now, I want to tell you, on the 18th of May, I have something very special that I've been working on for a while, I have to say. I'm really, really excited to bring you this, and I just want you to know that it's going to be the first of its kind for Reydiant Reality. It is something that you guys have asked me for time and time again, so I'm going to say this to you. Stay tuned. You are going to start hearing about this very, very soon. But as I say, on the 18th of May, I've got something that a lot of you have actually asked me for. If you liked Mindset Magic and all of the work that we did with that, it just feels like now is the right time, okay? Like, and it's been feeling like this for quite a while, and I think that this is the moment. So if you're interested to find out what it is, stay tuned, because as I said, you're going to be hearing about all of this. You're going to be seeing it everywhere from here on in. And yeah, as I say, the 18th of May will be the first one, and then after that it's kind of going to expand, and it's going to grow into itself. So it would be wonderful to have you beautiful Taurian souls along for this. Stay tuned, you'll be hearing all about it soon. All right, for your money and materials, you've got the Seven of Swords. Okay, so it's not the easiest card here. And what I will say to you is, on a personal level, right, let's start with the microcosm, because very often when we fix our own stuff, a lot of our problems fall away. Whatever the lies you keep telling yourself about money are, about how it has to be difficult, how it has to be hard, how it has to be challenging, how it makes you a target, or whatever the case might be, whatever the money lies are, you need to really address them this week, all right? This is going to stunt your progress, and it's a good thing that it's coming up in the reading, because it means that you can address it. It's funny, because just as I said that, it turned 11 minutes. So what I will say to you as well, when it comes to finances, money and resources, be very conscious that you may not be getting the full story from a family member. This isn't a partner. It's specifically like a family member. This would be a sibling, a parent, an uncle, an aunt, a cousin, all of that kind of stuff. So watch out for this. When it comes to your physical health and vitality, the Seven of Swords tends to show up as your nervous system. And because you've got this with the Hermit card, pay attention to what you're eating and what it does to your mood this week. All right? You'll be really surprised at how this kind of... how it develops in a lot of ways. All right, now when it comes to your home and environment, the Seven of Swords with the Hermit card, you might have some time alone this week at home, or maybe you have too much time on your hands and you start, you know, your thoughts kind of veer off in a not so helpful sort of direction. My advice to you on that front would be sit with it. You need to know what you're thinking about and why, and you know, because you're going to be ridding yourself of a lot of this stuff. In order to rid yourself of it, you have to know what's there. All right. So as I say, like if you've got some discomfort right up to and including sort of Wednesday, you might be feeling this. And then after that, it will start to lessen and it will lighten, because you're already shedding this stuff. All right. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.